Welcome back to the gentleman's edition of Careful Boys. Today we have Tim with us.
Woo! What's up, Tim?
We also have Joe over there doing something.
He's getting dressed.
Wow. Hey, your hair looks cooler now.
Cooler?
He had to work hard to look undone.
Yeah. I didn't think you could look more undone than.
I know. I got even more undone. I started undone.
All right, let's have a nice gentleman's talk here.
Oh, yeah, daddies.
What is the worst way you've ever broken up with somebody?
Oh, dude. Sorry, Tracy.
Aww.
Shout out, Tracy.
This is my junior year in high school, and I never had a relationship past 4 months. I just felt like if it wasn't going anywhere, then I would just be like,
When they don't propose, just.
yeah, I'm like, if you're not gonna propose within like 3 weeks.
Put a ring on it.
So this is the chick that I lost my virginity to. So it was like one bump up extra, right?
You guys traded V cards?
Yeah, we traded V cards.
Oh, cute.
How you know that for sure?
Yeah, you don't know.
You actually never know.
Smell test.
You actually, I didn't smell.
Did you break a hymen?
Yeah.
Did you break a hymen?
This hymen smells intact.
You can get a certificate from her gyno.
Yeah, I didn't do
He's
the
notary for that.
the hymen maneuvers. I don't know. So what ended up happening was we got together, traded V cards, and it was going pretty good. And then sometimes like it feels like the relationship's like this, and it just goes, oh cool, we're at a cruising altitude, and then you're like, is it gonna go anymore? And it didn't really feel like it was getting anymore. So I was like, I called her. Hey babe, happy 4 months. And she's like, oh, happy 4 months. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, sweet cuteness, hearts in the air. Uli, uli, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, hey, I actually wanted to talk to you about something. She was like, oh, what? And then I told her, I don't know if we should like keep going with this.
I don't think there should be month 5.
I don't know if like month 5 is like in the cards.
You broke up with her on your 4-month anniversary.
Yes, on a 4-month anniversary.
Month anniversary.
4-month anniversary. I broke up, and then of course she starts crying, and I felt bad too. But it just felt like if I had empty feelings, that I was gonna lead her on.
You're horrible.
And then so yeah, I broke it off, and then I ended up collecting all her things from my room. Because in high school,
What were some of the things?
As a 16-year-old,
I don't even remember, but
Your import tuner mags?
her fucking sketches.
yeah, I don't even,
Skechers.
yeah, I don't even remember. It was fucking like like high school shit. You put it in
It's the S.
put it in a box, and then when she came to pick it up, which is like maybe a week or 2 later, she goes, you don't love me anymore. And I was like, I don't.
You picked up your Xbox from her?
And then I gave it to her, and I just felt so bad. I felt so bad because it was one-sided. Yeah. But then I felt like it'd be worse if I played along with this lie.
That's true. At least you were honest.
Worst breakup you've ever had with somebody. Okay, let's go ahead and move to rated PG at least.
I didn't run anybody over. What the fuck?
What? That's PG.
He's in his.
What? You keep calling my breakup fucking pussy ass shit. He's like, I fucking.
He didn't say all that.
I stabbed a bitch in the face.
He said it was cute and innocent.
I said I stabbed a bitch in the
What
face.
was the worst breakup? This guy was
the
like,
worst
dude,
one.
so we were on our 4-month
It's
verse.
just the worst because of how you just felt nothing.
Well, it's the worst because it was like high five, you're fired,
Yeah.
right? Like,
You
who
were
the
doing
fuck
such a
does
great
that?
job.
Yeah, who does that?
But
Who
you don't
the
have to
fuck-
show up tomorrow.
You didn't do anything wrong.
And I could have waited the next day or the day before.
Yeah.
It was on the 4 month. Like who? That's like fucked up.
It's like waiting on Valentine's Day to divorce.
Yeah, man, look, I was trying to break up with somebody, but then it was like, fuck. October was her birthday, and then November was Thanksgiving, and then December's Christmas, and then it's like New Year, and then Valentine's Day. I was like, fuck. Ended up saying that shit for like 4 years. Because it just wasn't.
There's no perfect time.
There's no perfect time.
Because February to, her birthday, fuck it.
Yeah, it was rough.
A lot of people break up before Christmas,
Tracy.
Yeah.
There's always
so they
a
don't have to
Tracy.
buy him a gift.
Exactly.
You have a Tracy too?
Was it a Tracy?
Remember when Savio was here and he was like, who's your first crush?
Yeah.
And he's like, just start with a T. And I was like, what the fuck?
Tracy?
Was
Everybody had a Tracy, huh?
Was it a Tracy Park or a Tracy Choi?
Tracy Lee.
Tracy Lee? Oh, great. Now it could be anybody.
My niece? No, I'm just kidding.
What the hell? Was her titties all out on the plane?
Did she ever try to get back with you or anything? She never tried to like.
Oh, you know what's fucking crazy? So that's high school, right?
Yeah.
And then you know when you start getting into like early college, like the Asian club scene here. I remember going into a club in like Hollywood somewhere.
Century.
I forgot one of those Union Century, whatever the fuck. Going upstairs and I see her. She's with her new dude, and she's like. And I was like, bitch, that's fucking like 5 years ago, dude. I don't give a
She's
fuck.
still feeling you then.
Bitch, that was 5 years ago.
bro, I
You should have said that to her right then.
I was like, I don't give a fuck.
What if she like yelled across the club on our 4-month anniversary?
Yeah, she probably didn't forget it.
I'm like, I would have just walked back downstairs. I would have been like, whatever, I don't care, dude. That's so long time ago.
I have an honest story that I like low-key like definitely will regret sharing here because it perpetuates like stereotypes that you guys.
The moments, yeah.
Stereotypes of what? Share it, share
Fuck man.
That's the term we use to describe Anthony.
Nobody says "fuck man" here.
He's
Fuck
a big
man.
man.
That's funny.
Big time, big time.
I was in a relationship one time that like in honesty, it was some of the most fun I ever had with the girl. All the perks, all the check boxes that you think that you like desire, but for some reason, even though everything was fulfilled and satisfied, like I couldn't get to a deeper place of like love. So after like 9 months,
Yeah, like this.
yeah, after 9 months, like even though I like wanted, I can't say I straight up longed for it because maybe I was just like young and just feeling this type of way about life. I had gotten out of like another long-term relationship. I just couldn't get there.
She made me carrot cake.
Aw.
That's a huge deal in high school.
Crazy. All right, but this part's about me, but thank you.
That's when my dad said, you should marry her. I was like, what the fuck? I'm 16, but go ahead.
This is about Anthony, dog.
Sorry.
You had your turn.
He brings his dad into it. We gotta keep.
You should marry.
For carrot cake?
So I thought the most genuinely righteous, and I will definitely stand by this. Like I thought.
Tracy.
Just size 6 shoe.
That's what you want to know, right?
Skechers size 6.
This is a bit with you guys.
I know. I respect it.
All this Tracy talk.
Where were you? Where
I
were
want to
you?
know. I want to
I
know.
almost said I've had better brandy, but I haven't. Jester's Court.
Very big of you.
I love you. Okay, go ahead. It's good. No more.
Yeah.
But I knew the right thing to do was to not string her along, because it just felt wrong as well, right? But the sex was really good. So I had to.
So your dick says yes, but your heart said no.
Yes.
What was good about the sex though?
I'm
Yeah.
not going there.
technique?
I'm not going there.
Did she tickle your balls when you sucked it?
No, but sometimes my mother-in-law watches this. It's not about that.
I'm not gonna tell you, but I swear.
It's not as good as obviously right now. You know. Anyways.
Also, your mother-in-law shouldn't be watching it.
Give me your account, I'll block her.
Off camera. I think at that time for me, it was relative. It was just like what I needed or was looking for.
Dang, she was a relative?
That I didn't have enough.
That's a reveal. Did we spoil it? It's gross.
In a past relationship, that's all. I just wasn't experiencing those things, so I was like discovering. I was discovering, exploring, learning, sexcapades, the whole thing, right?
Wow, she was down. Oh, I didn't know you had a Vietnamese ex. That's tight.
She wasn't. Anyway,
Sounds like she was.
point is, I know who she is. Alright, I'm not giving any more details. You fuckers. This is why I don't want to do this shit. This is why I don't want to
No, don't worry. When I do the reel, it'll be just you.
Yeah.
Cut us out.
Ask her what she.
There is an answer. Anyway.
I know.
All right.
So the reason why I think this is one of my worst breakups, or that I did.
Yeah.
It was an amicable breakup. I'm still friends with this person today, but it wasn't out of evil or anything like that. But I feel like I was genuinely trying to be like, oh, okay, well, how can I be honest in my emotional situation or relationship so I don't string that along? But maybe there's still an open door to be like, can we still hook up?
Because that's the part you want. I like that aspect of you.
And so the
But
thing
everything else sucks.
Cut that part. Go ahead.
So the thing is though, what it's only in retrospect that I see like this is not a good thing, because like obviously I still, and you know, she was still into me, so everything was flexible. We weren't like super official, so like she was like down.
Oh, okay.
But then I feel like all that really did was string it along for her.
Yeah,
She's like, maybe if I sucked it harder, he would love me. If I really show
I
out.
look into his
Yeah,
eyes.
because it's a gray area.
For me, I felt like I was cutting a certain type of like branch of like that relationship and responsibility. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's just this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
she
for
was
her, she was like down because she still wanted to be something, and hold on to something, and then for like
Could be like purgatory for me.
yeah.
Because it wasn't like, yeah, you know what? I just want you as a fucking dildo too. Let's go.
No.
It wasn't like that.
But she was down, and then it got to a point where we had a conversation. She was like, felt bad. She's like, I feel like, you know, you only want this, and I was like,
And you're like, that's what I asked for, dude. What the
low
fuck?
key, but I didn't want to say it like that. But
But she goes, but if I thought that if I just rode you a little bit harder, you'd fall in love with me again, because you remember.
But that's when I realized how selfish like that intention
Yeah.
was, and I was like, okay, that's like a really not cool thing to do.
It's not.
If you still want to be friends.
Yeah.
You know, so
Because she was like, man, that I fucking douched my butthole for you, because I thought if I gave you anal, you would finally love me.
And what happened?
that the real, as if he's talking about himself. But point is, I feel like she taught me a lot. I learned from that. I learned to do better than that, and I broke it off at that moment because I like wanted to respect her as a person. But I do feel like I strung that along selfishly.
Does she know the internal conflict specifically that you were like, this sex is so good though? Does she know that now?
I mean, I don't think she watches this show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
They
but-
don't talk to each other anymore. They're not friends anymore.
But you hadn't explained that like after that. That's why.
No.
Difficult.
No, I think I was just in tune with like realizing that she couldn't just have that.
Damn.
So I respectfully was like,
That means
I think
her
it's
personality
healthier.
was bad.
I think it was healthier for it to be all. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. She's a very sweet person.
Because if the sex is that good, dude, guys will make it work. It's like, I try my best to fucking fall in love with you.
Well, you know, no. I feel it though. Because as I joked earlier, I was in a long-term relationship that I ended up breaking up. I felt like,
Because the sex was good.
well, you know, sometimes someone they don't do anything bad, and you feel bad about breaking up when like you haven't done anything crazy, but I just don't see myself with you in the long term, right? And me, especially being like 20-ish, I'm like, I don't want to break nobody's heart. So you kind of just like ride it out. Let's wait until she does something fucked up. And they never do anything fucked up, so you're like, I'm wasting her time, I'm wasting my time, but we're still...
You're fucked up.
Yeah, because I'm wasting her time. But it's like, you know, we're having a good time. It's just not, I don't see, but then it gets us past a certain point where you're like, I don't see you as my wife. You know what I'm saying? So why am I still here, right? Luckily, we eventually had a big old fight where I was like, you know what, I'm sick of this. She's like, me too. Like, all right, cool, we're done, right? But yeah, inside you're like, finally, right? But to answer the question, I think, kind of similar boat to everybody. This wasn't somebody I was in a relationship with, because I've only been in like 2 real relationships, but this girl is someone I was talking to, and same shit, I felt like I don't really see myself being with this person like that, and I wasn't really ready to I was fresh out, so I didn't feel like being out of a relationship, not jail. I was like, I don't feel like being in another relationship, but this girl, she was super pretty, sex was great, pretty Filipino girl, and I was like, but I don't want to lead her on because I felt her feeling it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like,
More out of it than you did.
like I was
Yeah,
at
she was,
Foot,
like,
I was
in,
I was working at Foot Locker, and she brought me like frappuccinos and shit, and
that's sweet.
I was probably young and shit, but as soon as she brought me that frappuccino, I was like, doing too much.
My dad would have told you to marry her.
I'm like, this is too deep. She's bringing me.
There is that feeling, right? That like you're doing too much.
And is maybe that's like fuckboyish, but it's like and she's showing too much love. I'm not there.
Yeah.
So I kind of now this is me being young. I was like, I'ma just not pick up the phone when she calls.
Wow.
And I felt bad about to this day. I feel bad about the way
Fucking ghosted before it was even a thing.
before it was even
You're a
a term.
trendsetter.
I guess so, right? Innovator, dog. And so I just kind of and she was definitely like, yo, what the fuck? I thought it was good. What happened?
Was the Frappuccino's not venti enough for you?
Yeah, she got me the grande, dog. What the fuck?
Yeah, she fucked up.
What the?
Fucking dumb,
Come
dude.
on, bro.
man.
But to look back on it, since it didn't end in a bad way, we were able to continue a fuck buddy situation
Oh.
kept moving on through parts of our life, but
Without feelings attached?
without feelings attached.
But was it mutual?
Who cares, dog?
That's true.
No, that's a joke.
That's how I should have took it.
Yeah, but then like you got a heart, he doesn't.
I wasn't at the stage in my life to have a heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But looking back, I always felt bad about ignoring phone calls. You know what I'm saying?
The Foot Locker guys didn't have a heart. The Champs guys did. If you ever worked in the mall, you would know that.
Foot action guys. Those were the guys.
And then the Payless dudes, they had a heart, they just never had a date.
Yeah, no one was in there. Yeah. Except for broke bitch. No, just playing.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know. Sort of a similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you know, when you packing heat like me and Tim are here, you know.
You guys are heartbreakers.
Sweet dick. Yeah.
Do you actually ever believe that when that happens afterwards and there's like a little mutual situation that it truly is mutual? You seem like maybe like you think it's always like the girl's lying.
Oh, when she
they're
says
lying.
yeah.
You
Same.
think they're lying?
When she says it's mutual?
Yeah, when she's like, yeah, I'm just in it for sex too. It's cool.
I don't think it's always just a girl. I just think it's always gonna be like 51-49 at best,
One
and
person.
then it becomes more.
One person, okay, I rephrase it. One person's more hopeful.
Okay, always.
Yeah,
But I do
so.
think like guys want a fuck zone and girls want a friend zone. Just like, I don't want to fuck you no more, but I like our thing we got.
I think guys would love to have 20 fuck zones. I've got fuck zoned by all these bitches.
Oh yeah, like the girl's friend zone is like the end zone. The guy's fuck zone is like the 100 yards in between. You know,
Oh, okay.
it's like we got a big zone.
But I was in turbulent relationships and I was a fucking dumbass back then, like really dumb. Like I remember breaking up with a girl because I just got tired of her complaining, so I just did it through text. And I was like, hey, by the way, I think like it's done because I don't want to listen to you anymore.
Is this through T9 text like back then?
It was like, yeah, I didn't even have Nokia, man. I had fucking bootleg ass. I don't even know what it was. Yeah, I had Sprint and shit. But
Oh, you had the star or whatever.
yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah, I only got 3 texts left. You gotta get the point.
I didn't know that was a thing you cannot do. Like it's bad to
Picking up
like,
through text.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's still communication. Like we're talking.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm giving you my fucking notice. Like to me that's like a handwritten letter, but it's digital.
I gave you my 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's a formal email, bro.
To
Like
be fair, I still think that that's actually more accurate because it's like documented.
Yeah.
You know? It's like it exists.
You can't be like, you said this.
yeah, there's a
Nah.
paper trail. You know.
but I guess
Sincerity, though. They like the in-person sincerity.
yeah, but I guess it's just not good, right? So then like you didn't fucking properly do it. Like you didn't at least like pick up the phone and call me. Like you didn't fucking say it to my face, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't know. And I was like, come get your shit. And then
Get your shit.
I was like, come get
How old were you?
fuck, maybe like 20,
34?
23,
Okay.
22. So I was like, just fucking come get your shit, right? And then this fucking
Nokia. It's like, wait, that's
Wait, why'd you stop an Nokia?
Vintage guy, huh?
And then this girl comes over, has a whole fucking thing of Rice Krispies that she makes.
As a parting gift?
No, she comes over, she goes, oh, I just made it, you know, and I know you like Rice Krispies. And I'm like, sick! So I'm fucking eating this fucking Rice Krispies. Like,
Your shit's over there, by the way.
radical, bro! She's fucking... She collects her stuff, and then, I don't know how, but she's sucking my dick. And we're back together.
Oh,
Wow.
I get it.
But then after we didn't last again, so I probably broke up with her on, but this time I do it on text. I probably broke up with her on the phone or something. But
Oh,
I
that's
broke
a step
again.
up at least.
But I was weak. You guys were strong. You guys were like, nope. I'm only gonna make this a no strings attached thing. For me, I fell right into the fucking.
Yeah.
Hey, all it took was Rice Krispies and a fucking blowjob, and I'm back into the relationship.
That's hard to.
That's hard to
fight,
resist.
though.
Yeah, that's enough, I think.
honestly.
You got Frappuccino, and then but you guys,
Anybody who comes
you
with
got carrot
Rice
cake?
Krispie treats and a blowjob has a second chance at least.
Forget the Rice
At least.
Krispies.
Yeah.
If some hair would have came with my Frappuccino, I would have been like, "Are we back?" I'm picking up the phone.
Another 4 years. You got another 4 years.
4 years? Get another term.
Well, looking back though, I was like, dude, that is a shitty thing to do. You break up with someone you've been with a year or something with on a text. Like, I would never do that now. But at the time, I'm like a fucking dumbass 22-year-old. Like, hey man, this is a formal way of communication.
And it feels easier to bear, I think too.
Oh, yeah, I guess. So I wasn't even thinking about.
But I
that
also
much.
think that like it all depends on like context, timing. It's like if you went on what like 3-4 dates with a person, do you really need to feel compelled to be like, I need to meet you up in person, do this on a fucking formal like?
Nah, 3-4 days of text is straight.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was like a year and a
Or
half.
if the context in which you guys met up, it's like you at a party, you hooked up. It wasn't built on some friendship. You like just, you know. I think context is.
It wasn't those are just not even relationships.
But you know
They're
what
just
I mean?
hookups,
Like,
right?
Yeah.
But maybe it lasts a little bit, and like every single time you're getting together, you almost like pretend like you're dating so that you could just hook up.
It looks so retarded if after a hookup you're like, can we meet up? And you're just like, it's not gonna work.
That's hilarious. That would be so good.
Like I ain't even seen you during the day.
Yeah. She doesn't even fucking care, and you're just like, you know, this is.
She's
this
like,
is
I'm
tearing me
sleeping
apart.
with
It's
other
not
people
working."
right now.
She's like, dude,
Like, we were never
relax.
together. He goes, no, we were. But you can't be. So you're gonna. It's a power struggle.
Nick, who's being a guy that's never broken up like that? Who's do you think was the worst out of all of them?
You didn't even say your story.
Honestly,
Yours
probably
is
Bart's.
Worse than mine.
Probably Bart's is the worst.
What are you talking about?
You think Bart's is the worst?
Yeah.
I don't even remember
To the
Bart.
girl was the worst.
Really?
Like she took it the hardest, so it's the worst.
That's true. Because it's like he's doing it on the celebration day.
Yeah.
That feels like breaking up with someone on the wedding day.
Yeah.
And she held it for 5 years until the club night.
At her age, she held on to that.
True.
That's like Taiwan becoming China again during Lunar New Year.
There were still benefits, you know. They were still hooking up with you guys. Over here,
But he was
left
still
with nothing.
sleazing.
She was left with
sleazing
nothing.
and
Yeah, but he didn't do it on a holiday. Fucking do it on a holiday.
Keyword, Bart, pleasing.
This poor lady. Sleazing and pleasing for a few
Poor Tracy, dude, was stuck. She was stuck.
I don't think I've ever heard Bart say a rhyme before. That was
He's pleasing. He's pleasing. Wheeling, dealing, son of a gun, stealing.
Wait, that's a lie. I've heard you rap.